Welcome back. It is yours truly, Nick of Movie AV Impulse, and welcome to October, the month of Halloween, where everybody gets to dress up as a vampire, a zombie, a serial killer, whatever it may be. This is the month where we get to celebrate our happiness for the love of horror. And on this channel, all month long, we are going to do nothing but horror, whether it be reviews, my top fives, and movie rants. It's all going to be horror related. But before we get into the movie that I'm going to talk about today, which is so bad that it's actually good, we're first going to get into that intro. So when October comes, me and my wife like to do one thing in the beginning of the month, very beginning, is we either watch one of our favorite horror movies or we watch one of those horror movies so bad that they're good, like Troll 2. Nobody asked for a sequel. It was a very low budget movie, but who knew it would actually become a cult classic. This movie that I'm going to show you is one of those movies, and that is Campfire Stories. This is really, okay, it's based off of a comic book. It is a very, very low budget B movie. I think it would slide more into that C category. But after revisiting it last night, like me and my wife always do, we just pop on one of them horror movies that's gonna make us, it's just kind of like what we do. For her, it's every day is horror. The movie Campfire Stories, a horror anthology, is basically a movie with 3 short stories into this movie. The first one is, it's okay. The acting in this B movie is horrendous, especially with a cast like Jamie Lynn and Charlie Day, which he was super young in this movie. This movie came out in 2001, I believe. And this is like almost 10 years after the comic books were introduced back in, I think it was the early 90s, 91, 92. I believe it was 92. The acting is so bad in this movie. Somehow they end up trying, they catch a flat tire, end up trying to find help. Jamie Lynn comes out of nowhere and says, hey, I've seen a campfire going on. I think there's some people over here. They go trailing off, and lo and behold, they're at a campfire. And the sheriff comes out of nowhere and he starts telling these short stories. Now, like I said, the first one is a little hard to sit through, but it's not horrendous. You just, one of those low budget films, lights swinging. You never actually see the murders. You just see more of like blood or shadowing. The second story starts to kind of pick up. Now, let me just say this right off the bat. The CGI in this movie is horrible. I think my 11-year-old could have did a better job on an Android phone from 10 years ago with the CGI in this movie. That third story, I really think makes the movie, because I feel like that one was the best one. The second one is just kind of, you know, Indian. He's stealing the youth out of a couple of murderers, basically. Then you have the third story, basically about a girl who is psychotic. It's just one of those movies that you gotta kind of sit through. It's not a total waste of your hour and a half, because it's only about an hour and a half. And at the end, everything kind of twists together. It is a really good, horrible movie. And the 3 stars that it gets on IMDb is just, it doesn't really do it any justice. Yes, the film is old. The cameras they're using is very old. It looks like an 80s camcorder. It'll never get a Blu-ray release. It'll never get a 4K release. It doesn't need it. I don't think it would ever sell that much. I mean, I believe you could pick up the DVD like I have for a couple dollars. You probably find it at a Goodwill for $1.50, $2, because people don't like to hold on to gems like this. This is one of those gems like Trolls 2. It's just so good that you're going to end up revisiting it. Is it really as bad as people are saying it is? I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. It's a great way to kick off the month and enjoy the ones that are forgotten about, because everybody does the cliche thing. Oh, let's watch Chucky, let's watch Michael Myers, let's watch Freddy. Yes, they're all great and they have their own cult followings, but you need to open up your mind and go to other directions. This is why we still are part of Shudder. I'll tell you, Shudder has some of the best movies. Shudder originals are probably like the best. I'll probably do a top 5 on that too, because Shudder's really that good. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, pass it along, share. Do everything that every YouTuber in the world asks you to do. Make sure you tune in on Wednesday. I have a top 5 of a horror TV show that I bet even the most loyal horror fan has forgotten about. And I'm going to bring you those top 5 episodes that I think are the best out of the entire, I believe it's 4 seasons that it came. No, maybe just 1. I don't know. Don't quote me. You'll see on Wednesday. Anyways, later.